This is my channel where I talk about and do whatever I want. And today I'm knitting a baby hat. I actually already knitted this pattern, but I didn't like how it turned out because this is my first time really knitting, and I did it's not called a kitchen stitch, but it's I'll put the word up here, but it's spelled very similar to kitchen. And I did that to close it, and it just didn't turn out the way I wanted it to because it was my first time making it. If you can see, it kind of looks messy and the end's not weaved in right, and it's supposed to be one of those kitten ones where the little corners turn into kitten ears once you put it on a head, but I just don't like the way it turned out, so I'm trying it again. Hopefully the second time's a charm, and it turns out nice enough that I can donate it to with my other hats. But that's what I'm making so far. I started it yesterday, so it's not very I haven't gotten very far with it, but I wanted to talk this time while I was making it because I've been watching a lot of the videos about, knitting and crocheting hot takes, and like from other creators, and I have some opinions about a few of them. So I wanted to talk about it from another perspective. There's one in particular that I have like I understand why people don't get it and why people don't like it, but like I do it, and I wanted to kind of explain why I do it. And that is walking and knitting, or walking and crocheting. Now for me, I've only ever walked and knit. I've never, to my memory, I have never walked and crocheted because it just isn't stable enough. Like, how do I explain it? Whenever you're walking, you're moving a lot, and your balance isn't always like your hands aren't always straight while you're walking, right? So with crochet, that just doesn't work for me. I need my hands to be still and in one place, so that way I can do what I need to do. But for knitting, I don't need that. It's a lot more forgiving in that sense of like I can kind of walk like this, and it's stable enough that I can still do the stitch. But I'm also not doing very like complicated stitches. I'm doing knit stitches and the occasional purl stitch whenever I'm on my walks, so it's not very like complicated. But I've I have been knitting and walking for a while now, because like since I started knitting, because I find it peaceful, like I find it very nice to get outside. Well, hold on, let me do this first. Let me tell you what other people were saying about it before I go on and explain why I like it and why I do it. So other people were like, it's too complicated, it's too like unnecessary, and it's how do I word it? Like you should just go out and enjoy the nature without having your crochet in your face or your knit in your face and being preoccupied with something else. Like you should be able to enjoy the two hobbies separately. You shouldn't have to combine them, which again, like I said, I can understand why some people wouldn't like it, because it does in some sense take away from the walk, because you're face down knitting, your eyes are on the knitting, you're not really like looking around you as much. But for me, that works out great because I whenever I walk the same path every time. Like, I walk the same route, and it's usually around my neighborhood, so there's not like a whole lot of nature to take in. It's more rundown houses, a few trees, some plants, like gardens that are in people's yards, and it's all stuff that I've seen before because I've walked that path many times. So it's like, I have possible autism, and I say possible because I haven't had an official diagnosis yet, but I have had multiple doctors confirm that the likelihood I have autism is very high. So I'm just putting that out there, because the way my brain works is that I need constant stimulation. I'm what I like to call a sensory seeker. I need constant visual, physical, like I can feel things, auditory, like I need constant stimulation. That's why whenever I knit or crochet, I have headphones in and I listen to videos. Whenever I go on walks, I have my headphones on and I listen to videos, because even though there's like visual stimulation, I need the auditory stimulation as well. Whenever I'm on walks, I knit because that gives me a nice visual and physical stimulation. It gives my hands something to do and it gives my eyes something to look at. And if it gets too repetitive, I get very bored. And it's like not the good kind of boredom where you like start thinking and pondering life and stuff like that. It's like the bad kind of boredom where you turn around and go home kind of thing, so that way you can seek out something else. It's hard to explain, but that's kind of how my brain works. I need that constant stimulation. So I understand for people who don't have that issue why knitting and walking or crocheting and walking would be too much for them and seem unnecessary, but to me it is very helpful, honestly, because it makes me want to go on walks, because without it, like I like going on walks, don't get me wrong. I go on walks a lot, but without having something to knit or somebody else there to talk to, it's just a boring walk. Like, it's very boring and I don't want to do it. Like, I am constantly thinking in my head, like, I could be doing something else. It's like I could be going to the gym, I could be at home, I could be at work, I could be doing this, I could be doing that, I could be doing everything else. And it just makes me really not like enjoy the walk. But whenever I have the knitting with me, it makes it a little bit easier, because it's something I can do to preoccupy my mind and entertain it and not get bored and annoyed. But that's my biggest issue, is that like a lot of people were like really hating on walking and knitting or walking and crocheting, and that was like kind of annoying me, because like I said, it's something that really helps me. And I'm not saying like, I'm not trying to say like they were trying to make it seem like it was a bad thing if you do it. It's more just like, I don't think they fully understand some of it. Now, I do want to say, if you're doing it because you have time limits on things that you set in your brain, and you're like, I want to get it done, but I also want to go on a walk, so I'm going to go and do them both at the same time, maybe reconsider, because just because you shouldn't, okay. You shouldn't be putting such a time limit on something that you enjoy to the point where you feel like you need to be hindering other things that you need to enjoy or that you want to enjoy, and like combining them and making yourself overwhelmed, you know? Like you shouldn't be overwhelming yourself with time limits and projects to the point where you have to invade other hobbies of yours in order to get it done on time. But if it's something you genuinely enjoy doing, like you enjoy going on walks and knitting while you're on a walk, do it. Like, nobody's stopping you. My stitch. But like, don't like overwhelm yourself to the point where you feel like you have to be doing it. Because if it's not your thing, it's not your thing, you know? And on that same note, if you don't like it, like if you absolutely hate walking and knitting, that's okay too. Like, you don't have to do it. Nobody's making you do it. But don't judge people for doing it, because they might be doing it because they enjoy doing it, you know? Like, don't automatically assume that if they're walking and knitting, they're doing it because they're forcing themselves to do it to be more productive. Because it very well may be that they just enjoy walking and knitting. I've always been a multitasker. I've always enjoyed having two things to do at once, my body moving. I don't like sitting still, as you can probably tell because I keep stopping and talking with my hands. I don't like sitting still. So walking gives me a nice exercise and a nice thing for my body to do while my brain and my hands are focused on knitting. And at that same time, it gives my brain and my hands something to do while my body is out enjoying the nice weather and getting a nice exercise. So it's really not that big a deal. Either way. It was just something that I saw two people bring up. Like, I've watched a lot of these like hot take videos, and a lot of them were like completely fine. Like, a lot of their hot takes were like very mild. Honestly, they weren't even that like spicy. But then I watched one video and I heard that lady be like, oh, I don't understand walking and knitting. Like, and I don't like it, and I don't like people who do it. Well, she didn't say that, but she was like, I don't understand why people do it, and you know, like, you just shouldn't have to. And I was like, okay, that's one person's opinion. And then I watched another video, and the next lady said the exact same thing. And I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean you don't understand? Like, I get it, but I don't. So I just thought it would be fun to try a shorter video today and just talk. Let me know your thoughts on knitting and walking, because I hope I explained it correctly, but if you can explain it better, please do, because I want people to understand why I do it. It's not a productive thing. I'm not trying to be more productive. I'm not trying to be better than you by being like, oh, I can go on a walk and knit at the same time. Like, I'm not trying to show off. I enjoy the nice weather. It's been getting really nice out. It's like that nice in between where it's still cool and windy, but the sun's out, so it's still kind of warm. Like, you know what I'm talking about? It's getting that kind of season right now. But like, it's not hot, but it's not cold either, so you can still wear like hoodies and long pants, but you're not like freezing anymore. I've been really enjoying that weather. I've been out a couple times now, just walking around my neighborhood, and I always bring a knitted hat, and I just work. And sometimes I stop by my local Dollar Tree, and I sit at the bench, and I just sit and I work at the bench, but then I pick up where I left off on my walk back home, because I enjoy walking and knitting. So I don't know, like I said, if you have a better way of explaining it, please do in the comments below. If you have other opinions, please let me know. I would love to read them. I'm not actually mad about anything. I really, like, you have your opinion. I don't care what you do. Nobody's making you do anything. Nobody's making you believe anything. So I really don't care. It just amazed me that two people had that same opinion. And I wanted to explain why I do it. You probably couldn't see me knit this entire time because my stand is messed up. It's like crooked and it doesn't stay upright, and I think it lost a bit. So it's like not right. I need to get a better one, and I need to get a microphone. Because I've noticed while editing that I talk very quietly. I'm trying not to, but I also don't want to disturb the other people in my house. So I need to get a microphone. So let me know if I should invest in that, or if you have any like suggestions on which ones I should get. Would you rather I got like a handheld one? I don't think I want a handheld one, but like one that I can sit on the desk and talk into. Or would you like one that like clips to my shirt? Like aesthetically, which one would you prefer? If you have any opinions. I know not many people watch these videos, but you know, if you're watching from the future, let me know. But I think that's all I have for today. This is going to be a shorter video. Maybe you'll like that more. If you like the shorter videos more, let me know. But yeah, that's all I have for today. That's why I knit and walk. I hope this made sense, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.